You got this, girl.
It normally looks better than that.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Come on. Shake it off.
I'm not Italian, but I'm probably Italian on like Ancestry.com, like probably like 90%. Never knew. Like, that's why I could pull this off. And people say that it just tastes just like my grandma's. And it probably does, because I got it from your grandma's recipe. It does.
All right.
Grandmas should always share their recipes. That rule should just be gone, because nobody, after you're gone, nobody can carry on the tradition. Why keep that bottled up? You know, like what? Like I'm sharing my secrets, but guess what? I Googled it, you know, or I looked it up.
You pass down your genes, you might as well pass down your secrets
It
too.
tastes just like my grandma made. The girl who made it's not even Italian. Welcome everybody, it's Little Sugar Mama. Today we were going to make Italian rainbow cookies. This is a cookie, but we are going to make it into a cake. I'm going to show you how to do that. It is an Italian traditional cookie. We're going to start with 8 ounces of almond paste. This smells amazing. This is the kind I get. Some of them are in 7 ounces, but this one is 8 ounces, and that's exactly how much you need. We are going to do 2.5 sticks of butter, 4 eggs separated. We're going to make the meringue in one, a cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, and at the end we are going to coat it with a ganache, and I will show you how to do that, and then also a teaspoon of almond extract. So we are going to first start out with the attachment to do the meringues, and we're going to do this on high. Okay, I have 4 separate egg whites in here, and we're going to whip them up into their stiff peaks. We're going to do it on high. We do it until it is stiff peaks, and when it sticks on the whisk, then that's good enough. We're going to transfer it in a separate bowl and put it aside for later. This is just the first step. You want to whisk the egg whites first. All right, and just set those aside for later. You don't have to wash the bowl. Just go straight into the next step. We are going to take this very flavorful almond paste. And with our fingers, clean fingers, we're going to put piece by piece, kind of break it up and put it in the bowl. This smells amazing. If you've ever smelled almond paste, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now we're going to add a cup of sugar. We'll just put it all in at once. It's not that, it gets a little dusty. And we're going to use the paddle attachment. Kind of break that up. We're going to add 2.5 sticks of butter. I chopped them up so it distributes evenly. Now we're going to add some of the flour, just a little bit at a time. We're going to put back the whisk attachment so it doesn't cause a snowstorm in your kitchen. Just put stuff over it and a towel. Now we're going to add the 4 egg yolks. And we're going to blend them until they're smooth. Now that the eggs are blended, we're going to add the teaspoon of almond extract and blend. Now we're going to add some of the egg whites, blend them in with the mixer, and leave a little bit out that we're going to fold in at the end. So just lightly blend right now, and it gets a little air in the dough and makes them a little more fluffier. So that's why we do it this way. It puts air in there. So here we go. All right, now we're going to take all of it off. An easy way of doing that. And we're going to take the rest of the egg whites and fold them in carefully. Fold them in, it's just lightly folded in. Get it all mixed in until it's all blended. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to separate them in 3 separate parts, and we are going to add green to one and red to the other and leave the other one white, and it makes the Italian flag. And the way I make them straight enough is I separate them in paper plates and I actually weigh them, so they weigh about the same amount. So we're going to start doing that. Be right back. Now I have separated them in 3 different sections, and I have weighed them on a food scale. I put them on a paper plate. That's easier to me, and then I just transfer them. Now we're going to add the colors. You can do any color you want, but this is the traditional Italian way to do it, supposedly. I'm not Italian, but I learned this. All right, we're just going to I add a lot of color to my stuff. I just think things are prettier bright, not light. This is kind of red. I'm going to use the gel color, no liquid. It won't get as bright, and then also we'll change the makeup of it, so you don't want that to happen. Get it all mixed in, just from all the little things. Pretty bright red, so there's that. Now I'm going to use a green. I normally use Kelly green. You can use any green, really. This one's a different container, so I'm going to scoop it out. All right, now get enough here. There. All right. that's enough. Let's see what color we get with this. All right, now we are going to transfer them into 8-inch pans because we're making it into a kind of a cake. A lot of people do it in the pans and make them flatter and longer. This one's a little bit thicker, so we're going to do it this way. You got to be very careful with the colors because you don't want the green to touch the red. You don't want the red to touch, neither one of them to touch the white, because it'll just blend it all in and then you'll have a pink. Get as flat and even as you can. Make sure the pan is sprayed. I use regular cooking spray. I don't use baking cooking spray with this. Nothing. It is never stuck. So I have no problem with that. All right, there's one, and then I have to completely wash this because you can't use the same color. So okay. All right, now we're going to do the green. Now, show you how they all look. We're going to have one white. Now it's red, white, and green. And it's going to be so pretty. All right, now we're going to pop these in the oven. We're going to pop them in the oven at 350 degrees. We're going to start at 12 minutes, and you don't want to go any higher than that for this length. Now, if you have them in a wider pan, you're going to only want to go 7 minutes and just watch it every time, because if you go a little bit harder, it'll be hard. It'll dry them out. So you want it to where it goes to where you put in a knife and it comes out barely clean. It looks almost as if it's kind of raw, and I'll show you that. So we're going to go ahead and put them in. Put them all together. So now we're going to check it. This is about 17 minutes. Pull it out. Okay, when it comes out semi raw, really, and then a little dry on the edges, then it'll be done. You don't want it to be completely liquidy. This one, and don't mix the colors. Double check on that. Okay, let's crack that. That would have been painful. Wrong hand. All right, and then you can also see here it's a little dry on the edges. But when it comes out a little bit on the end, little doughy, but not much, then take them out and let them cool. Alright, and we'll let those cool completely, and then we are going to add apricot jam. You can also use raspberry. A lot of people like the apricot, and it does taste better to me, so we'll do that. And then we are going to make a ganache. You don't have to do ganache. I'm doing it as a cake, so I want it to look pretty all around. A lot of people just melt chocolate and then put it on top, and that's an actual rainbow cookie, the traditional. I use it as ganache, so I'm going to show you how to do ganache, and then we'll just ganache the cake after that. All right. Now that our cakes have cooled, we are going to layer them and put them on a cake board. And they come out easy. First, we're going to do the red. And we are going to add the apricot jam, just a thin layer. Just spread it out. Get it all over all the pieces, so you taste that in every bite. Okay, and now we're going to go and do the next layer, which is the white. Stack it directly on top. I kind of mash them down. I mash them down a good bit in the chilling process. Okay, now we have got the full 3 layers with the 2 layers of jam in the middle. We're going to wrap it and chill it for 4 hours. You can even do it overnight. I normally do mine overnight, but we're just going to do the quicker method this time. And then I'm going to show you how to do the ganache. Now that the cake is chilled, it is nice and flat. We got it flattened down, and now we're going to use the ganache. Now, ganache is 50% cream, 50% chocolate. And we're going to just kind of pour it all over, and I'm going to thin it out and do it along the sides. I'm going to go a little bit harder so I don't have to do so much on the sides. See how that goes, and you gotta kind of want to work a little fast so it doesn't harden up on you. Pull top and keep going down. Get it on the sides. I'm going to drip some down the sides, and we'll just change the board in a little bit. It's not a big deal, so it'll look cleaner. Or you can wipe it down, but it's just easier. Let that kind of fall down. I'm going to blend it. Some more on the side, and you always just want to keep stirring so it doesn't thicken up. And it doesn't take much warming up. You can really overheat chocolate. Of course, most people know that, but just reminding you. And it's just a thin layer. It's not thick at all, especially with this ganache. It's just supposed to be a thin layer. A little more, I'll just try to make it a little bit prettier and solid. And scrape. All right, and it won't take long to harden up. We're going to switch it onto a different plate. It's going to look nice and clean. All right, now that's hardened enough. Just going to take a bench scraper and kind of slide it all the way through until it releases. Switch it to the clean board. And there we go. You have your Italian rainbow cookie cake with ganache. If you like our videos, please click like, share, and subscribe down below. Please stay for our bloopers. If you like our videos, please like, There's so many hidden drawers in there. There you are. Alright. I'm gonna botch the crap out of that. Hi, this is Little Sugar Mama. We are going to make rainbow cookie cakes. Shoot, here we go. One more time. Hi, it's Little Sugar Mama here. We are going to I am going to teach you how to do a rainbow cookie cake. And we enjoy doing these videos. You should stay tuned for our bloopers at the end. We do most of them at the end of our Shit! I was okay until just the freaking end. Now I gotta go through all that again and hope to God I remember it all. You know? You know, like I really